Hello and welcome back to the channel. Look how big my hands are. Geez, so I'm gonna wait and show this to you at the end of the video. We'll see how far I get on this white. But most of this is actually completed, and we're going to kind of go into a story time after I finish my intro, because I haven't yet. So welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. And if you are new here, please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, join, all those wonderful things. I think I got distracted by my hands, and that's why I mean, look at that nail. That is horrendous. Look at those nails. This is what my job does to painted nails. It just destroys them. I wear gloves too, so yeah, that's great. Anyway, I'm gonna put this hair tie in my hair and tie it back, and we're gonna get working on this white, see how much we can get done today. I have a cover minder in my diamond painting tray with, okay, magnets on it. That just flipped around. This is one of my favorite cover minders that I have. I forgot where I got it from. Probably, is it cover minder? No. Somebody does cover minders. I think it's Nyx's Notions. I think that's who it is. I don't know. I've had that cover minder for a minute, a hot minute. All right. Let's just let that fall to the floor. I don't care. There is my tray. I'm using a Nyx's Notions tray. I'm not actually using the cover minder, it was just in the tray. This one is Vampire's Desire. It's actually been my favorite tray of late because, you know, true vampire, Vampire's Desire. Yeah, it just fits. Let me get the drills out for this. So, yeah, let's hope I can do this way better than I did my last Wip and Chat, which was an absolute fail. Let me just say that. If you watched it, you know what I mean. It was an absolute fail. I honestly just got diamond painting and completely lost track of what I was doing. I need scissors. I cannot get into this without, maybe I can. See if I can do this. No, I'm gonna need scissors. I'll be right back. I'm back. I've got scissors. We can get back into this. So, as I was saying, last week's video was an absolute fail. And actually, all of last week's video were absolute fails because my Sunday video, my unboxing video of my Diamond Art Club pictures, yeah, I completely forgot the opening for that. I completely forgot to add it. So that's great. And my Wip and Chat, I just got diamond painting and just started diamond painting away as I talked away and went completely out of screen. So, you know, it happens to the best of us, the worst of us, all of us at some point or another. I do try my best to, this is, I do have putty in here already. It's Randa's Crafty Corner putty. I don't remember what scent, but it's Randa's Crafty Corner. All right, so let's talk about the craziness of me trying to do videos when I'm tired. I was absolutely and utterly exhausted last week, but I said I'm still going to try to do my videos in one day. And that's I think where I totally messed up. And this one does not have a single placer on it right now, but I did order a single placer from Diamond Art Club because I do like having a single placer and a multi-placer on each of my pens. Now, normally I would only have a 4-placer multi-placer, but this time I'm using a 7. It's different. Rebel, did you just pass out? You've played yourself tired? Yeah, I know you probably just heard him. Meow, meowing. No. Okay. Sometimes he copies me. Sometimes we have full-on conversations back and forth. There's something in this. I'll get it out later. Anyway. Yeah, so I did my videos. I was completely exhausted when I did it. And my husband's been in North Carolina for almost a month now. He's been up there and he's been working, and he pretty much calls me and talks to me every day, and we spend hours on the phone together because his job, he doesn't start work until about 1 to 2 in the afternoon, or it's from like 11 to noon that he starts work. And I start work at 5 a.m. every day. I start at 5 a.m. regularly, 5 a.m. This is, it's not horrible. It's not horrible. It stressed me out a little bit, but it's not horrible. I usually don't mind crooked drills, but I do like them to be as straight as possible, and I just feel like I'm going kind of wonky here. I did not have a multi-placer for any of this picture, so this is fun. Until now. So, he's been up there for a while, and he talks to me every day, and because of that, I feel like my phone, which I use for recording purposes, this is my phone right here. Yeah, that's my phone. Is kind of tied up with, you know, talking to my husband, because he's in North Carolina and I'm not. I'm still in Florida, still working down here. And with him working nights and me working days, and neither one of us having a job where we don't have our phones on us. You'll see this when he moves. That's Rebel. Where you going, Reb? Can you make it? Alright, you did it. Good boy. Yeah, so we tend to just talk, and I think I just got so exhausted because it was the week before Thanksgiving, which means craziness in grocery stores. And while I don't work in a grocery store for a grocery store company, I work in a grocery store. Every morning I start my day in a grocery store, and I spend anywhere from like 3 to 8 hours in the grocery store. And it wasn't even the grocery store that was like the hardest part. It actually turned out to be my Target that was the hardest part for me. And it just exhausted me. Like, oh my gosh, it was an exhausting week. And then this past week, Thanksgiving, because now it's Sunday, so yeah, this past week, Thanksgiving, actual week, wasn't that bad. And so I'm like, what the heck? Like, the week leading up to the Thanksgiving week was horrible, and I worked so much, and I was just exhausted every single day. And then Thanksgiving week, not that bad. It's weird. Like, my week was super easy. On Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, I got off work at noon. Like, I finished, was it noon? Yeah, I finished my day at noon. And the day before that, I found out my husband was going to have 3 days off too. So I had the 3 days off for Thanksgiving, and then I have Friday and Saturday off just regularly every week. And he was going to have 3 days off. So I was like, all right, well, one of us could visit the other. But my brother, where my husband is staying currently, he's staying at his house, he and his family were going to do something for the holiday for 4 days or 5 days or something. I think they left on Wednesday morning, and then they were supposed to get back today. So they were leaving to go do something, and they have pets. And my parents are still down here in Florida. So I said, all right, I'll go up to him, to my husband, and we'll look after my brother's animals together. So I went and stayed at my brother's house for Thanksgiving, and I left on Wednesday, and I drove 8.5 hours to North Carolina from Florida and stayed with my husband for Thanksgiving. How much further up can I go? Oh, pretty much to the tray, where the tray's at right now, which would be this little guy. All right, and it wasn't a bad drive, honestly. Like, it was an 8.5 hour drive, but it didn't feel long. It felt fine, and it was pretty much a breeze just driving all the way up there. And when we got up there, we found out we were finally approved for the house. So yeah, the move is finally happening. Finally. It's been months. We were supposed to move like ages ago, but we're finally approved. Everything's going through, and we should be moving in about 2 to 3 weeks. Roughly, hopefully. Keep your fingers crossed. Everything works out. Anyway, so I went up there, and I had my husband go shopping on Wednesday for some just basic stuff to have for a Thanksgiving dinner together, to have a meal. Not a crazy Thanksgiving meal, because I was driving 8.5 hours the day before. I didn't really want to start cooking like majorly. So he picked up an apple pie, a bag of stuffing to cook up, 2 potatoes, green beans, a package of chicken, and what else do we have? Is that it? Cranberry sauce. Because I just wanted to kind of keep it on the simpler side rather than doing a full Thanksgiving dinner. And we chose chicken because I did not feel like trying to find a turkey breast and just mess with that. So chicken breast, it actually was really good. Oh, and gravy. I did have him get a can of gravy because I was like, yeah, I wasn't messing with that either. I was lazying out this year. Normally I cook the whole big meal with everything, like all the fixings, the whole 9 yards. I do the whole thing. But this year I was like, we're just gonna keep it simple, and we'll cook a simple, easy meal. And it was pretty good, actually. It was a pretty tasty meal. Yeah. And then I actually cooked breakfast Thanksgiving Day. So we had, like, it would be egg sandwiches. My husband doesn't eat eggs, so his was just bacon and tomato. I added tomato to his. So mine was a bacon, egg, and cheese. His was a bacon, tomato, and cheese. So we did breakfast sandwiches in the morning, and then we just kind of chilled. We snacked for lunch, and then I cooked for actual dinner time. So we ate around 4 or 5 in the afternoon, rather than doing it like midday or anything. And it was a really good meal. Like, it was really good. Other than that, we just chilled. We watched the parade. I think I did a little short on that. Working on this picture, actually, so if you want to see the picture, it's in a short. Otherwise, just wait till the end and I will show what I have completed up to this point. Rebel, no, you can't go out, honey. You've never gone out. I don't know why you're asking. Okay, maybe we'll go out on a harness later, okay? Does that sound good to you? You like that idea? He likes that idea. He's good with that. You gonna lay down? You sore again? Please don't be sore again. He fell. And he bruised his hips. So now he's gonna struggle later in life, but it is what it is. He got some bumps and bruises, but he's okay. And I've been trying to keep him quiet, but he is the most rambunctious, almost a year-old kitten ever. He is so full of energy. It's horrible. Oh, he fell twice, actually, too, because he fell... he tried to climb up in our bathroom. We have it's like an open closet kind of thing where our towels go. And he tried to jump up on the very top shelf, but there was a blanket there. So he grabbed a hold to the blanket to pull himself up, and he and the blanket came down. So it was a good 6-foot drop. And then he fell off the top of the fridge. Why was he on the top of the fridge? Don't ask me. We don't let our cats on the counters, so we don't even let him on the fridge. But he was on the fridge, being cute and rolling around. And then he rolled himself right off the fridge. But he's okay. He just got banged up a little bit. Didn't you, Rebel? But there's that too. Like, he has never landed on his feet unless he's purposefully paying attention to what he's doing. He's never landed on his feet. Any other time, he's always fallen, and I don't understand it. Like, he's fine. There's nothing wrong with this cat. I just don't get it. And that's a big old mess. I will straighten that. I have a straightener, and I will straighten it later. But I don't have the straightener with me, so I'm sorry about the big old mess, because I'm trying to move him around, but, like, I don't have a single placer on this, so... And I don't... Do I have one? Oh, I do. Okay, I do. There we go. All right. So I'll fix these a little bit because they're looking really quite wonky in here. This kit has been really nice. I don't know. It has a name too. Like, it's officially called Cat Words. So I don't know if they license or not. It's Dotology, which I think I've heard of before. But yeah, it's a named kit. Cat Words from Dotology. Are they in Hobby Lobby? Dotology? They might be. I don't usually go into the craft stores because my husband won't let me. That's better. Okay, that's much better. I'm feeling better about that. Yeah, my husband won't let me go into Michael's anymore. He literally said no. Every time you go into Michael's, you come out, you spend so much money. I'm like, I know. You're right. You are absolutely right. I spend way too much money in Michael's if I go in. How can you not? Like, it's Michael's. This table is also really rickety. It's the table moving, not the camera. No, don't worry. It's just really small and really rickety. So yeah, I went up there for Thanksgiving dinner and cooked. It was fun. The next day, we just kind of like chilled in the house and watched movies. And then my husband actually had to go to work that day. So he had 3 days off, but they weren't the same 3 days that I had. So it wasn't like we had this, he had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, and I had Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But it was still fine because it would have been okay if it had been the other way too, if he had come down to visit me. But this way, I get to spend time with him. So he went to work and I went with him. And I got to see what he does for a job, because his job is very similar to mine, just not the same. And that was pretty much it. Then Saturday morning, I woke up, we watched Ahsoka on Disney Plus, and then I left to drive back home. And I think I made a mistake there and should have left a hell of a lot sooner in the morning. Probably should have driven overnight from Friday into Saturday, but I didn't. I was like, well, it was so fine coming up, right? I'm gonna move this a little bit and we'll work inside of the C here. So I started my drive at 10 a.m. and it's an 8.5 hour drive. And I proceeded to spend 4 hours in South Carolina stuck in traffic. So the very first state in my journey, I spent completely stuck in back-to-back traffic for almost the entire time. I pretty much wanted to cry. It was horrible. But I did it. I survived. And I made it into Georgia and it cleared up, and from that point on I ran into no issues on the rest of the travel home. But it did end up turning out from 8.5 hours to I think 11.5 hours of drive time in the car. And now it's Sunday and I'm working my videos ahead like I have been doing because I have the time on Sundays. I do not know how things are gonna go over the next couple of weeks. If I will have the time to do videos or what. Hey, Rebel, honey. You gonna lay down? All right, good boy. Now he's laying down. All right. So I don't know how it will be. I don't know what it's going to be like. I'm working on this picture for the 2023 bingo event that's been going on all year. If you're ever looking for a diamond painting event, just something fun to do, just something different, there is a Facebook group just for diamond painting events. I think it's called DP Events on Facebook, and it's run by, I think it's Kay Radenbow. I know it's Kay. And it's pretty easy to just find events. There will be a post usually each month to say what events are running in that month. It won't tell you anything about those events or who's running those events, but it's just a simple December jingle drills is going on, such and such is going on, such and such is going on kind of thing. And I only know jingle drills because I just know that one's going on right now, because I was going to participate, but that didn't happen. And I sort of participated in the Randall Spangler event that's going on, but I finished my kit in a week. And apparently for that event, you have to actually participate every week. So I'm kind of out on that one because my kit's complete, and while I do have another Randall Spangler currently here in the house, I really kind of don't feel like starting that one. Not now. It's too big. It's just too much. It's just no. Right, Peanut? You agree? Peanut agrees. Peanut does not know what he's agreeing to, but he agrees. He always agrees. He's such a good heart. Such a good soul. All right, so, yes, Peanut? Oh, Bubba. You gonna come over here too? I hope you don't. Because you would just turn this diamond painting into a big old pile of fur. Peanut is my long-haired cat. And he's big. And I think it's Norwegian forest cat or Siberian forest cat. I think it's the Norwegian. But now that I'm looking at his head, he has a pretty flat head. And I was somehow watching a cat show. I don't even know how it was. But the Siberian cat has a round head. Peanut's head's pretty kind of flat, but he's got the cute face. So I don't know. Maybe he's a coon, a Maine Coon cross. He doesn't have the Maine Coon look though. He has a Norwegian forest cat kind of look. So maybe he is a Norwegian forest cat. I don't know. I could have him DNA tested, I suppose, someday. And see what he is, if he is. Because he is a long hair, and there aren't a lot of long-haired breeds. Like, there are, and there aren't a lot of long-haired breeds. But anyway, you don't need to hear about Peanut, I suppose. So, yeah, an 11-hour trip back. Oh yeah, I was talking about events. I am thinking about hosting an event in 2024. I was thinking about doing it around the time or when I hit 500 subs, because I feel like at 500 subs I've actually kind of made it somewhere. Not saying that 400 I haven't. Like, it's pretty decent. I've done a pretty decent job. I have slowed down quite significantly. I actually just had my year anniversary with YouTube on, I think it was actually Thanksgiving Day, oddly enough. So I've passed an entire year of YouTube. We're coming up on a half hour here. So I think that's probably pretty good. But I'm probably going to do an event around the 500 subscriber mark, somewhere in there. I haven't seen anything about the one I'm thinking of doing, like, or for it. I'll have to check through the events for 2024 and see if there is one with that name, and then I'll have to think of something else if there is. But yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about it because it is just a thought process in my head, and it may not happen, but it may happen. So there's that. But anyway, we are coming up on a half hour here, and I think that's pretty good, and I do feel like I have managed to actually keep my diamond painting in frame where I'm working for the entire video. Yeah, I couldn't believe I did that. And when I realized I did it too, I should have just redone the video and not even posted that video. But like I said, I was exhausted, and I was just like, I do not feel like redoing this whole video just because I just royally screwed that up. I am still working on that kit, by the way. That's the Breeze Off the Ocean. Oh, Rebel, you're so nice and warm. Thank you, honey, for laying against my back. He's a good boy. Breeze Off the Ocean. I am working on that one. This one is almost done. This is called Cat Words. And I think now is a good time to show it. I am going to continue working on it after I do the video, because I do intend to finish this today. And I will post a short clip of the finish at the end of the video itself. But in the meantime, you can see where we're at currently. Here we go. So home is where your cat is. And I brought this with me for Thanksgiving. I worked on it during Thanksgiving, so on Thanksgiving Day I worked on it. The day after I worked on it, and I pretty much got it all the way complete except for the white in the 2 days, and it's pretty cool. I also was continuing to read this as, you know, like home is where your cat is. Like it automatically flows, home is where your cat is, but I could not see the other is down here until I realized that's it right there inside the cat head. But this is a pretty cute picture, and I think it's coming out really great. And I can't wait to frame it and have this as like in my new home. Like it's kind of exciting. Like I'm gonna have a new home soon, and then yeah, so I can't wait to have this up and framed and in my new home. So this one is going to get completed today, and then I'm going to actually frame this one, and I am going to get a straightener and work on straightening some of these. And as you can see, I'm like pushing some over here, but anyway, that's okay. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.